And hello, my fellow nerds out there. This is Oracle Nerd here, and welcome to a game called My Sweet Fairy. So, do you guys know that one game I played all those years ago called Rectifier? That one. Well, this is made by the exact same developers as that game. I've I saw that they released this game, and I was immediately interested because it obviously gave me Rectifier and Bloom vibes, mostly because I'm guessing they just like making their stories take place in fantasy worlds. I guess. Oh wait, right. So another example, right? So it's basically the same developers as Rectifier and Bloom and Criminally Yours. It's the exact same developers, and I'm very excited to play this one. So I'm just gonna get started, see what they got. What is your name? Okay, so Valerie is the default name. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with Raven. I'm just gonna go with Raven as her name. Choose your look. Oh, okay. Well, I have the whitest skin ever, so I'm just gonna go with this. What is your gender of your love interest? The character is identical in either male or female form. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which one we choose. Um, girl. I don't know. I kind of like her design more, but I don't know. Honestly, his design is also pretty good too. Like the two flowers really kind of bring it together. Oh, wait. It's basically just to show that both of them are the exact same character. It's just slightly different. Um, I'm I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go with the girl. Why not? I dropped my bag in the foyer, arms aching from carrying it from the car. It was a long walk up a hill because the host hadn't moved her car out of the driveway. That was surprising for several reasons. Chiefly the fact that the host was here at all. Esther. Okay, so that's her name. And where did I leave my keys? I rubbed my temples, trying to soothe the oncoming headache. Oh, there they are. Tricky little things. Always going missing. Missing, I tell you. She jingles them in front of me, and I manage a weak nod. I have a list for you. Let me go and get that. Be back in a jiffy. I sank down onto the bench, only noticing a pair of muddy boots after I have already made contact. Pulling a face, I try to nudge them away with my foot, only for them to topple over. When I booked the homestay vacation rental, I had expected to arrive at an empty house. It promised calming countryside views and fresh air, only a 3-hour drive away from the city. After the car ride, all I wanted was to sink into a hot bath, then put on the TV to my favorite trash reality program. Back in my apartment. Alrighty, dear. She wears a thick stack of lined papers in her hand, smoothing them out as she hands them over to me. It's all in handwritten cursive. I can barely make out and smells strongly of floral perfume which permeates the entire house. Here's your list of instructions. Thank you so much for taking care of things while I'm away. But I'm paying you. She tuts, waving a hand to dismiss the thought. It's really not that much, and it'll be good for you. You can see the rest of the house and get your legs stretched. You're winded for climbing that hill. You were winded from climbing that hill, dear. All the fresh air will be good for your lungs, away from the horrible city. The city isn't horrible, it's just polluted, noisy. The only noises you hear around here are the crickets and the owls, and the foxes. Oh yes, if you hear screams at night, it's just those little rascals. Nothing dangerous. Screams? Well, you've never heard of fox before, have you? I don't have a lot of wildlife on the 40th floor. We're not allowed to have bird feeders because they could attract mice. And mice don't deserve to eat? They're vermin. Esther places her hand on her hips and purses her lips. You might want to avoid the back deck then. What? I desperately want to grab my phone and book a refund. This was a massive mistake. Don't you worry, dear. Honeydew will take care of any that get inside. Who's Honeydew? My dearest companion. Your darling, hungry raven. A large fluffy cat saunters into the room. He stretches his front paws out on a large toothy yawn. He blinks at us before turning tail and heading off. He's a sweet thing. Anyway, you'll need to go to town and seek out Violet. She makes his special cat food blend, and it's the only stuff he'll eat. And wait, this wasn't on the listing. I have to take care of your cat? He really is low maintenance. You just need to change his litter box 3 times a day and feed him twice. And at least 1 hour of playtime. And put on channel 45 for him at night. He likes watching the late night game shows. A cat that likes watching game shows. This might be a good place for me, specifically. He's very affectionate. He'll cuddle right up to you all night long. Well, if he likes you. If he doesn't like you, you make sure you wear gloves while you play with him. And if he scratches you, wash it right away, okay? I wonder idly where that low groaning sound is coming from. If there's something in the house that's creaking, it's only after Esther stops talking that I realize it's coming from me. That's low maintenance? Well, yes, dear. Oh, okay. You also have to buy fresh eggs and milk. We're right out. You can go down to local grocers on Main Street. They're very friendly. You'll get a discount if you mention you're staying here. And if you're having a problem with the telly, you might get a ladder out and fiddle with that satellite. It never works quite right. If you need a hand, Randy down the street can give you one. I started rubbing my temples again. The headache is not abated, and is here to stay. It's windy out. The shutters will rattle. You can wedge a tea towel in there if it bothers you. Oh, and if it rains, please cover up all the potted plants on the deck, won't you? They're very delicate, and I don't want them to be overwatered. It's looking very cloudy out. The back deck? With the mice? They don't like the rain, dear. Freak out? Try to stay calm. I'd probably freak out in this situation. Yes. But I think the best thing to do is just stay calm. I nod. A little too aggressive. Oh, okay, cool, great, awesome. This is so great. Are you alright, dear? I managed through strained teeth. She checks her watch. Oh, look at the time. I'm going to miss my flight if I don't stop jabbering away. She grabs her bags and places a pair of sunglasses and a sun hat on. For weather this time of year, I'm going to get me some sun. What if I need to contact you? Just anything that comes up, check the list. But you'll be fine, dear. Embrace the chaos. With a final parting waves and flurry of colorful bags, the door slams behind her, and suddenly everything is very quiet. Fumbling from my purse, I pull out the bottle of travel ibuprofen and pop one in my mouth, searching through the cabinets for a glass. With every single cabinet is various dishes at random, with no order or structure. How does she find anything? I finally find a glass from the kitchen tap for some water. I don't like the sound it makes when it comes out. I inspect the water dubiously, stomach churning. I decide to dump it out, but I find a half-empty plastic water bottle that I brought with me for the car ride instead. It's boiling in here. I scramble for the thermostat. She set it way too high. I don't want to peel all my clothes off as I turn it down. I sit down at the kitchen table and place my head to my hands. This was supposed to be a relaxing vacation from work. My boss nearly mandated I take one after I had, well, I would call it a lapse in judgment, but she insisted on calling it a nervous breakdown. Feel antsy, my hands twitching. This will be the longest break I've taken from work. I haven't taken a vacation since I started at Intelligence Enterprise? Okay. So wait, I gotta turn the music volume way down. Like, that is really loud. How could I? There was always more to do, and every day I felt like I had to keep pushing myself and working up my way up from nothing. Well, not really nothing. After university, I put my business degree to good use and landed a good job, and used that to propel myself to a better position and salary at Intelligence Enterprises. That's gonna be very hard for me to say every single time. But from there, I worked my way up. I can't stand it. I need to check my emails. Following with the following with the class, I grab my laptop from my bag and place it in front of me. Soothed by the sound of tapping keys, I quickly run the first problem, the Wi-Fi password. I carefully through pages upon pages of notes in green ink, searching for anything that might be right. Eventually, near the end, there's a footnote that there it is. It's password. I let it aside and type it in. Though it says I'm connected, it still says no internet. I frown and try refreshing. When that doesn't work, I move around the house, bouncing my laptop in one hand, trying to find a spot that works. Oh, I know that. I know that feeling because I actually used to have before I got my desktop computer here. I actually used to have a laptop, so I understand the pain. I understand how it is. When that fails, I frantically go through the notes again, try to see if she wrote anything down about it. I eventually land on a page where one of the notes stands out to me. If you see something strange in the garden at night, leave it be. I frowned, confused as to what that might be referring to. The mice or the foxes? Whatever the case, the warning is strangely unsettling. I put the notes down and resigned to my fate of no internet. My phone at least has mobile data, but the thought of sending an email with a potential typo or inappropriate autocorrect sends shivers down my spine. The floor is creaky, and there's a funny noise that draws my head up from where I placed it flat on the table. Honeydew is sitting there, licking his paw and shooting glances at me, as if he is very perturbed that I am in fact not in fact Esther. Come on, you gotta play with the cat. Like, you're really gonna tell me that I can't ignore the cat? You're gonna tell me that I should ignore him? I'm never gonna ignore a cat. Cats always deserve attention. Here, kitty kitty. My voice wavers only a little bit as I pick up the toy the shape of a fluffy sheep, and dangle it in front of him. He just gives me a bored look. Fetch. I toss it across the room. He just flicks his tail, still staring at me. What do you want? Does he need food? I can really remember anything she said about getting it to him. It's then that my stomach growls and I realize I need food. Badly. I didn't have much other than a coffee and breakfast sandwich from the drive-thru hours ago. I grabbed my coat and figured I should head to town and get a feel for the place, referencing the notes on where to get all the groceries. Sunset, when I returned from the disastrous results, there was only one little diner and two fast food places that did not meet my very high standards for health inspections. Tried the local supermarket though there was nothing super about it. The place was crowded and tiny. That's just how it is with small towns, okay? That's their charm. There's nothing bad about it. All I wanted was a frozen meal I could pop into the microwave, but by the time I got back to the cottage, I realized there wasn't a microwave. I looked down the bag of forage rations and wondered what I thought I was going to do with 3 tomatoes. Why did I even buy them? I don't remember putting them in my cart. I don't even like tomatoes. Same here. I think the stress is getting to me. Honeydew makes a meow from the couch where he was having a nap. I can't stop thinking about work, all the emails and phone calls I should be making. I pride myself on always being there, and now I'm not. I flopped down in the chair and put on the TV. It only has 3 channels, not a single streaming service, or even a capacity to put in my own passwords to watch. Capability to put in my own passwords to watch. I mean, in all honesty, you kind of gotta take what's given to you sometimes. Like moments like this is where people finally see that all the stuff they know now they kind of just take for granted. Like honestly, you got to appreciate what you have, at the very least. It looks like it's from the 1980s. I put it on a game show channel and Honeydew wakes up right away, his eyes glued on the screen. The noise and flashing lights are too much, and I put it on mute and head to the bathroom. Splashing water on my face, I wonder if it's time to take another ibuprofen. I feel a headache brewing, and I massage my temples while looking in a mirror. I lost a massive client at work because I just couldn't keep a lid on it. They were driving me crazy, and I just finally snapped. My boss told me I was lucky this wasn't a permanent vacation, but I know they can't afford to lose me. Reset and recharge were my instructions, and none of this felt very recharging. Don't they understand I need to get my energy from work? It's the only thing that's brought me any level of satisfaction in how long? I blinked, realizing I left the tap running and quickly shut it off, grabbing the fluffy towel to wash my hands, and now I smell like floral scented hand soap, and the entire house seems to share. When I returned to the living room, I flopped down on the couch. I watched the host of the game show seems to be doing an elaborate, goofy dance that the guests in stitches. It's a funny noise that I barely clock as I was started zoning out. It isn't until I look over at the window that I see raindrops streaking down the window. Oh shit! Was I supposed to do something if it rained? I start to listen smooth out pages. Cover up the potted plants so they don't get damaged. Crap! Foraging for a coat, I because it's hardly a rain jacket, I head out to the back porch. The garden is vibrant, even despite the weather. It smells strongly of earth and flowers, to the point of making my head hurt. Some of them seem nearly unnaturally bright. There must be something in the water here. Even the rain smells sweet and feels warm as it hits my arms. The flowers at the grocery store never look like that. I blink the water away as I head over to the potted plants, taking little tarps and covering them, fumbling with the clasp. Alright, little plants, no rain for you. I shake my head, hair getting wet, sticking my cheek. I peel it off with a scoff. Wish I could say the same for me. Why didn't I bring a raincoat? I checked the weather. It wasn't calling for rain. Talking to myself seems to help with the task somehow as I carefully cover a pretty purple violet. As I try to crush the delicate petals, I hear a tinkling noise. I glance up, wondering if she got a wind chime. She does, but it's perfectly still. I shake my head, try to ignore it as I get another tarp on. The tinkling noise again. I whip my head around the wind chimes, but there is a hint of wind or movement. Oh, okay, something's glowing. As I turn back around, I see there's a light left on. Will that affect your electricity bill? Or is it one of the solar powered garden lights? It's flickering in and out like it's about to go out. The tinkling sound seems to be coming from the direction. It is right on the edge of the rail, and I make my way over. What did the note say? If you see something strange in the garden at night, leave it be. Does this count as strange? Please don't be a mouse. Please don't be a mouse. Shuffling forward, I try to take a peek without getting too close, but curiosity gets the better of me. I blink away the rainwater in my eyes, holding my hand to my brow. It's a tiny person with dragonfly-like wings spreading from her back. I think for a moment it must be some sort of strange fairy garden decoration that lights up, but it then starts talking. Libby! Okay, so your name's Libby. Are you just going to stare at me, or could you help me get out of here? I can't fly in the rain. I let out a startled shriek, but back up a few paces. Am I that scary looking? Oh my god, it's it. I've actually finally lost it. I place a hand over my eyes, a headache coming back in full. Can I get out of the rain, please? I lower my hands, feeling the cold water dripping down my back. Stared out on the fairy for a moment before offering a hand. She jumps on, and in a daze, I push the screen door aside and take us back in. I stare down at my hand and the fairy who's lounging in my palm, squeezing the water out of her clothes. She pats on my hand on my finger and speaks in a sing-song voice. My hero. She flutters her wings, sending water droplets everywhere. The wings get waterlogged, and then they're no use to us anymore. With the last of the water off, she springs into the air, flying right in front of my face. I feel like my feet are rooted to the floor. Okay, is the only thing I managed to choke out. She zips around the house, going this way and that, and leaving a glittering trail of golden sparkles wherever she goes. She lands on the kitchen counter, looking around in wonder. Esther's never let me inside the house before. It's beautiful in here. You know Esther? Of course I do. We're all friends. I thought she'd be here. Where is she exactly? She's on vacation to the Bahamas, I think, on a cruise. I trail off, rubbing my temples. Why am I talking to you? I'm not going to engage in this hallucination. No, I'm real. This isn't a dream. Want me to pinch you to prove it? No. She flies in front of my face again, and I just watch her for a moment unsteadily. How about your hand again? I keep them at my sides for a moment before I'm shot a look. I slowly raise my cupped hands, and she lands on them again. Aww. I feel a tiny pressure of her weight, and she lounges comfortably, glancing up at me with a smile. Well, your hands are warm at least, and much softer than Esther's. I'm actually, you're quite a pleasant surprise. I am? It's not every day I get rescued by a beautiful human. Oh. She brushes her hand against my palm, the sensation sending shivers through me. Feel real enough to you? I can feel it, but this doesn't make any sense. If fairies were real, we'd hear about it. Well, where do you think all the stories came from? It'd be on the news. Our news barely covers anything. You think yours is much better? Besides, we're pretty small and hard to spot. She places a hand on her chest, a smile curling on her lips. I've been rude. May I have your name? Wait, give your name. I'm not sure how this affects my current situation, but... Oh. Raven. Raven, I think that's pretty. It suits you. Thank you? I'm Libby. It's very nice to meet you. My head is still reeling. I blink my eyes hard. Libby is still sitting in my hands when I open them again. I need to look some stuff up. She flutters out of my hands and onto the kitchen table as I pull out my phone. She watches it curious as it lights up. What is that? A smartphone? Oh, Esther doesn't have one of those. No, I bet she doesn't. I feel I remember reading something like you can't see screens in your dreams. I don't know if that's real or not, but I figured the internet might have answers for me. I turned to mobile data and typed the question, "Are fairies real?" A bunch of unhelpful articles came up. I frowned at them, unsatisfied. I finally find a thread from site Webbit. Okay, if I had a nickel for every time there was a parry to Reddit, I have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Where people have all answers about the experiences with fairy sightings and meetings and even traveling to some sort of fairy world? Some of the comments are from snarky people who seem to think that this is just an elaborate roleplay site. My next search is stress-induced hallucinations, where I quickly find that I don't really meet any of the criteria for potential causes, unless there are hallucinogens in the water. Sighing, I tuck it away and watch as Libby explores the kitchen. She sticks her finger in the salt shaker, pulling a face when she tastes it. She glances over her shoulder at me. Decided I'm real yet? I decided that I'm going to play along for now. She laughs, and I notice she's still shivering and wet. You never dried off. Neither did you. She's right. I still have wet hair sticking to me uncomfortably. I grab a tea towel that is covered in embroidered strawberries and carefully wrap it around Libby. I'll make tea? I fiddle with the kettle, trying to push the right button to get it working. I find 2 little cups balanced on top of each other. They have yellow flowers painted on them. Grabbing the towel from the bathroom, I wrap my hair up in it and leave it to dry and change into a house coat. Where's the thermostat again? I just have to crank it back up. Lydia's gotten cozy in a tea towel, grabbing it around herself. My brain still can't quite believe what I'm seeing, but I decided to, at least for the rest of the night, I won't fight against this. And when I wake up tomorrow, it'll just be a big dream and I can move on. There's a washer and dryer stacked on top of each other. I tried the buttons until I can get it working, dumping a load of wash into it. Libby flies up, carrying her tea towel with her. What is this thing? It's a washing machine. It'll clean the clothes, and then I can put them in the dryer to make them warm again. And all you do is put it in? I put the detergent, but that's about it. That's so much more efficient. We need to collect dew and rainwater to do any washing, and then leave them in the sun to dry. That sounds like a lot of work. Maybe. It makes less noise, though. The washing machine seems to rattle the whole house. I place down a cup of tea for her and nurse mine. She presses up against the side to keep warm. You're sweet. I don't think I've ever been called that before. Really? They don't know what they're missing out on. I should go out in the rain more often if it means getting wrapped up in a blanket with tea afterwards. And what were you doing out there? You said your wings get waterlogged or something. The words sound strange coming out of my mouth, but I shake it off. She grins and flaps them. Like them? Well, I've never seen anything like it. They're pretty. Libby smiles, lights up the room. Well, I know I'm not supposed to go out when it's raining, but I needed to talk to Esther. But she's not even here. So you'll have to do instead. What does that mean? I need advice, and Esther always seems to know what to say. Well, I can try, I guess. I'm from the mirthful grove bed, and most of the time everything is calm and wonderful, but lately we've been having problems. Problems? With the wasps. That sounds awful. Well, they weren't always. They're wasp fairies. And I look at her wings, though they're a rare sight in the city, I can still recognize the wings well enough. A dragonfly fairy? She does a flip in the air and nods. So, you're having problems with the wasp fairies. What are they doing? Well, a lot of them are really aggressive. They bully some of the weaker fairies, and they're not even known for being hard workers. They think they should be the ones in charge, but we don't even have anyone in charge. Wait, so how does anything get done? We all just help out. That doesn't sound sustainable. Clearly, the wasps saw your opening in this power vacuum and took advantage of it. It's happened before at my company after our last CEO was fired. Fired? They were burned? Oh, no, like let go from their job, not actual fire. So they've used forceful measures to grab power. We've tried to talk with them and get them to calm down, but it just provokes them. Lark is their leader, and he's only looking out for the wasps. But we need to go back to the way that they were. We need things to go back to the way they were. Well, I try to cut through the fantasy and get to the core of the issue. It sounds like you have toxic leaders, and the rest of you aren't getting your needs met. Think of each fairy as having a share in the betterment of mirthful grove bed. The majority of you hold the power to oust the ones who aren't performing well. How do we do that? You'd need someone to negotiate a deal on your behalf and settle it. That could be you. Excuse me? No, going back to grove bed. You can be our negotiator. But I don't know anything about the way your company or your world operates. But you have human common sense. Esther always said that it was the most valuable thing a human could possess. Well, I'm not sure what I could do to help, but I guess I can try. Honestly, this sounds enough like my work that I'm delighted. I don't have to just sit around anymore. I can actually do something. It's at that point where my body finally catches up with me. My stomach growls. I realize I haven't eaten for hours. Someone's hungry. Oh my god, you can hear that? She shrugs. It was pretty loud. I click my tongue and dig through the groceries I brought home. Lily flies up and hovers over my shoulder, peering at the fridge with me. She shivers dramatically. It's freezing in there. I just warmed you up. Don't catch another chill. She sits on my shoulder. I cringe at the feeling of her wings brushing against my neck, fighting my urge to swat her off. Eventually, I just grab some bread and cheese and heat up the stove to make a grilled cheese and a can of soup. I cut the tiny slice of bread out in cheese to make a miniature sandwich and take a sauce dish and pour a little bit of the soup into it. Libby watches balancing on the edge of the plate as I bring it back to the table, waiting for it to cool off. This is for you. Here, I thought you just wanted to have a tiny version of your meal. She grins and we eat in companionable silence until the pain in my stomach finally abates. The table rattles as Honeydew jumps on it, licking his paw. Libby takes to the air, the cat's eyes dilate, his tail flicks back and forth. She hovers in front of him, and the cat bats at her. Oh no, she's not a bird or a toy. I step in front, trying to block his viewpoint of her, and reach out to try to calm him down. He shrinks away from my touch. I don't think he likes you. Yeah, I've had that feeling too. He lets out an annoyed meow, and I blink. I haven't fed you yet, have I? Come on, leave Libby alone. He takes one swipe at her, but she nimbly dodges out of the way. I open up his food and dump it into a bowl, mixing it around. It smells gross, and I tried not to get it on any of my clothes. He seems to love it though, and whines between my legs before chowing down. He wanted dinner too. He wanted you for dinner. Well, he's out of luck here. Up there, look at you, my hero. I hold out my palm and she lands again. I'm really not. Well, you are from where I'm standing. I take a seat on the couch. She moves to sit. She moves to sit on the back cushion. The TV is still playing on mute. Now playing some reality show about rich people on boats. What is this? Like a play? A TV show. So kinda. You have plays? Theater is very important in mirthful growth bed. Do you perform? She laughs and spins in place. No, but I make costumes and props. I've never been to a play before. Then I'll have to take you. It'll be a date. I had to go to an opera once for a client, but I didn't understand it. A client? I handle a lot of clients for the company, Intelligence Enterprise. What do you do there? Well, it's complicated. I try to explain, but I see her eyes glazing over and give it up. So, what do you do when you're not doing that? What do you mean? Well, I have lots of tasks that I help out with, but I have tons of stuff I just like to do for me. What do you do? I rack my brains trying to think of something. Watch TV, I listen to music. Ooh, honestly, I feel like TV is like the truth for her. For me personally, I like listening to music. Like just having any sort of anything going into my ears is nice. Like even if it's just white noise, like that would be fine for me. I like music. Making it? Just listening. Anything else? Uh, well, not really. Work takes up most of my time and I don't have the energy for anything else afterwards. That doesn't sound very nice. That's just how life is. Well, what would you want to do? Something new you can learn or get better at? And again, I draw a blank. I would try and go for a promotion at work. More work? If I work now, then I have lots of money for retirement, and I can do things that I want. I could travel, like Esther. Where would you go? Somewhere with nice weather. Like? I don't know. I have time to figure it out. There's no use in focusing on the future when the present is now. Do you work here? No, I'm here on vacation. My boss said I needed some time away, but I disagree. Then it's fate that we ran into each other. Confident. Coincidence, not fate. I rub my temples again. I should go to bed. We can head to fairyland in the morning, I guess. The Myrtle Grove bed. This isn't human land. It kind of is. What about all the birds and foxes and bugs? It's their world too. They're not the ones building anything. We, we can go whenever the rain stops. I checked my weather app. According to that could be 4 in the morning. That would be 4 in the morning. How will we go after I wake up and we have breakfast? Oh, all right. I shake my head. If I go to sleep now, then I can wake up. And this will all have been a dream. Life will go back to normal. I'll take the car back to the city. Forget about this vacation altogether. There must be a gas leak in the house. I head into the bedroom and get beneath the floral covers. I leave a glass of water on the nightstand, like I do every night, and try to get comfortable in the bed that isn't mine. There's a soft twinkling as through sound as there's a soft twinkling sound through in the dark. The soft glow surrounding Libby appears. Can I stay here? Yeah, just maybe try and dim yourself a little bit. You're like a nightlight. Gina, my computer notifications stop. She nods and covers herself in the tea towel I got her, resting on a nearby chair. I close my eyes and turn away. Everything will be good tomorrow. Everything will be all right. No more weirdness. I'll be on the road back to my apartment, sleep in my own bed tomorrow night. I wake up blurry-eyed, my body aching from sleeping in a strange bed. Rolling over, I fumble for a glass of water as I slowly try to feel like a person again. Good morning. I choke on the water, sputtering it out, getting it all over a pink comforter, coughing as I wipe my chin and glance up. Oh, are you all right? Fine, totally fine. I rub my temples. I thought all that yesterday was just a dream. Well, I'd love to be running through your mind all night. A bad dream. She pouts. It's not as fun. Rolling out of bed, I head to the kitchen and get the coffee on. I'll need it to function this morning. It comes out a lot worse than my usual pickup at the drive-thru back in the city, but it's serviceable. Honeydew lets out a sleepy sound from the couch, opening one eye at me. Ready to go? What are we going to do about the cat? Oh, I've seen him run over to the garden fence over the neighbors before. I think he'll be just fine. I finish the last dregs of coffee and shrug as we head out to the backyard. I squint in an early morning light, the smell of yesterday's rain still lingering in the dirt. And if I can't help with the wasps, won't they just sting me? Bite me? What do wasps do? They do both. That's reassuring. But I'm certain they won't want a human in their affairs. Well, that's why you're not going to be a human. What? Humans aren't supposed to travel across the Vale of Myrtle Grove bed, so you just won't go as a human. It'll freak everyone out too much. Otherwise, you won't fit in any of the buildings. She sputters right up to my face. Or she flutters right up to my face. There's magic I know to transform someone. We'll do it just as we go through the portal. I close my eyes, steeping my hand on my forehead. Just give me a moment to process this. I do some deep breathing. What did Esther say as she was leaving? Embrace the chaos? I'm going to embrace the chaos. She grins at me and leads me down into the garden, leaving a sparkling trail as she flies ahead. I follow hesitantly. The air is thick with fluorescent scents of earth and vegetation. There's something else too, a heaviness that prickles my skin. Are you sure this is safe? Well, I've never done the spell before, but I'll try. The magic only works close to the portal. Otherwise, all the human interference gets in the way. There's a tug at the center of my chest and arms draw me deeper into the brush. I step carefully to avoid crushing the flowers. I glance behind me and see the little house, thinking about how only a day ago none of this was even a thought in my mind. This is the last time I take a vacation. She calls over her shoulder. Sorry, what? Never mind, let's just keep going. The tugging gets stronger. I fall to my knees into the dirt, wincing as the stains stains my pant legs. The, the air seems to whip around me as my entire body is prickling. There's a bright flash and everything seems to shift. I squeeze my eyes shut as I feel the world spinning, letting out a low groan, and I brace myself on the ground. Libby, are you here? I'm right here. Hold still for a moment and think about what you want to look like. What? It'll take that form. Concentrate now. Monarch butterfly, bee, lunar. I can choose to be what I want to be, bro. I mean, bees have normal wings, and it's not that a bee is boring. A bee is really cool. Lunar moth, monarch butterfly, are the ones I probably want to pick. Um, I don't know. I mean, I I guess I'd probably pick lunar moth. Like lunar moths have like really beautiful wings. Like I think I've actually seen one before. Like they're so freaking cool. Let's just go lunar moth. My body shifts again as I open my eyes. Everything seems a blur. Your eyes closed. I quickly shut them again, holding my stomach, which is aching from all this. When it finally settles, I take a deep breath and crack when I open. Everything looks different. The blades of grass grow up all around me, and flowers tower over me. I look over my shoulder, startled to see a pair of wings, a funny feeling in my head. I carefully touch the antennae I've sprouted. As if on instinct, as I go to move, my wings begin flapping. I stumble forward as I try to take flight, crashing directly into Libby. Aw, wings! My wings are so beautiful! Dude, honestly, I would take lunar moth wings any day. I would totally have the wings of a lunar moth any day of the week. Careful now, I've got you. My cheeks land. My cheek lands against something soft, and it takes me a moment to process exactly where that is. That's pretty goofy. I feel my cheeks heat as I try to right myself, removing my head from against her chest. I stammer out an apology. Sorry, I didn't mean. She just laughs. It's not a bad landing spot. In fact, the fact that we're now the same size comes rushing to me all at once. My gaze trails up her body, noticing things I hadn't noticed before. Her, her supple thighs peeking out from beneath her short shirt, the generous curves that make up her hips and breasts, which nearly spill out of her top. The way her hair tumbles down her shoulders, that cheeky smile all of a sudden feels less playful and more teasing. I don't even realize my mouth is agape until she places a finger on my chin and taps. Well, you certainly know how to make a lady feel admired. Enjoying the view? Sorry, just taken aback. You look different now that we're the same size. Think about it from my view. I can hardly fit in your hands now. We can still try if you'd like. I feel my ears start to burn, my mind reeling back from the little comment she made before, that suddenly feel a lot more flirtatious now I'm standing in front of her, and she's hot. I clear my throat and try to shake the thought away. Hey, my wings! It looks so cool. Dude, I'm getting some art inspiration right now. I love this. She places her hands on my hips and looks me up and down. Well, I have to teach you how to fly if you're going to fit in, and craft a story about where you came from. It's pretty close-knit community. Are there other places in Grovebed? The world. I think you could be from. She taps her chin, thinking for a moment as she circles me. I I get I get to see her wings fully up close for the first time, and I'm enthralled. The way the light catches off, it often makes them shimmer and look iridescent. Done. That doesn't sound like a nice place. It's not. Then why do I have to be from there? It's not like you're really from there. And I bet your city can't be that different. Hey, Cloudvale is a beautiful city. It's got cafes, some of the best restaurants, and the city is stunning lit up at night. You've never seen it. She places her hands up in surrender. I'm only teasing. You're a little wound up, huh? I rub my temples. That's not the first time I've been told that. Libby laughs quietly at that and gives me a sympathetic smile. You might not fit in at Mirthful Grove Bed, but you're a breath of fresh air. And I've never been called that. There's a first time for everything. And speaking of, she offers me a hand. I look her up and down. She wiggles her fingers invitingly. I'm going to show you how to fly. She flies me around. She flies around me again, examining my new wings. The, these can't just be for show, after all. I take I take her hand, and it's soft and warm in my own. It's a strange sensation, moving something that never existed on me before. Libby guides me up into the air, and I grip her forearms hard. She laughs. Also, wait, didn't we say that we somehow had antennae growing out of us? Like, where did our antennae go? Do we not have them? Are they buried in our hair? The wiki will never be complete without this information. I won't let you fall. She carefully untangles herself from me, and I'm flying on my own. I try to head up and down as soon as I start pick up speed. Libby flies along in tandem as I take to the skies. I've never felt anything like this before. The rush of the wind, the speed at which I travel. Flowers dot the landscape beneath me. Everything feels warm, bright, and brilliant. The sky is different here. The colors seem to constantly swirl between blue, purple, pink, and yellow. A cascade of colors snaking through the sky in a constant aurora. Like a constant aurora. Massive trees tower over like mountains in the distance, the leaves shimmering and twisting in the breeze. How can some place like this exist and we've never known about it? Oh, whoops! I can go backwards. Thank you. It comes through in your stories, doesn't it? The rare few who come through the portals take back their legends. How many other stories are true then? She just shrugs. Don't think about it too hard. It's probably for the best. Scan the landscape. How far is it to the grove bed from here? Not far. Come on, I can't wait to show you. I'm just supposed to be helping you with the wasps and then leaving. That doesn't mean we can't have a little bit of fun while you're here. She grabs my hand and we fly through the air, passing through the fields beneath us, beneath the ever-shifting sky. Libby leads me over the rolling hills of flowers. Butterflies rise together like a school of fish. I see another fairy leading them. We dive down closer to the ground and beneath the shade of a large tree. There it is. Oh. Wait. Okay, wait. I can understand if... Okay, wait. I do like the leaf effects happening around. And, like to be honest, the whole background, it kind of looks like a... It feels like there's, like, a certain theme to it. I don't know what it is. It's just there. The Mirthful Grove Bed. Leaves flutter down, shimmering blue and gold. As they fall, the new ones, pink ones, grow in their place. A constant cycle of change. There are bright colors and the sounds of hundreds of fairies going about their days. I see other dragonfly wings in the crowd, like Libby's, and all manner of bees, moths, butterflies, ladybugs, million types of wings, all glittering in the light. A fairy waters the flowers that tower over like trees, while another zips through, carrying a bag full of letters over their shoulder. Glittering magic swirls around the leaf, guiding up woven crates that are full of fruit. Coming out of a large blooming flower are two fairies laughing together, clinking glasses, and another eagerly grabs another's hand and leads them inside the door of a mushroom. Libby and I land, and I look around in awe. She has to tap me on the shoulder, so I duck in time. I cross beneath a clothesline where little fairy-sized clothes are hung to dry. All of them are made from petals, leaves, and fabric scraps. An older fairy washerwoman pulls down a leaf, allowing the dew to gather in her bucket, using it to wash a stain from her shirt. You all right back there? I manage a weak nod, taking it all in. It's a feast for the senses. All the colors around me coming in bright, brilliant blooms. What do you think? It's overwhelming. It's beautiful. It's definitely beautiful. If you time it right back, if you time it right back home, you can watch the sunrise and the sunset. It, I stare around me at the dazzling sights. It's so beautiful. For one moment, if you're lucky, you can see the sky painted. I feel a tear roll down my cheek as I use the shoulder to wipe it away. Feel her hand, then warm, comforting hands then warm, comforting, grounding. It's that moment, but forever here. Every moment a sunrise. I glance over at her. She's staring right at me. It's beautiful. It is, isn't it? Thank you for showing me this. She squeezes my hand, giving me an earnest smile. We fly low as we continue through the myrtle growth bed. There's a woven cart that is moving shiny red apples along the ground. I saw as I realized what it's pulled by. They're two mice. They're two mice, now much larger than I am. They have round pink ears and long tails and whiskers. Libby, how are you? Still working on that tapestry? She laughs nervously. No, I've taken a break for now. I need the inspiration to come back to me, but just wait until my next project. I need some of those fancy paints from the solar sea. Do you think you could get those for me? One of the mice sniffs me and I cringe, wincing away. Oh, she won't hurt you. Are you talking to it or me? You silly. Meadow is a very sweet girl, aren't you? She pets the mouse, who squeaks and nuzzles against her hand. You can pet it too. I shake my head firmly. I'll pass. She shrugs and glances at the driver. She's a bit of a stick in the mud. Hey! From Muckdon, you know? Ah, he grimaces. Well, it must be nice to be out here out of that swamp and mud. Don't know how you Muckdons do it down there. I just let out a weak noise as he takes the reins and the mice continue on. There's a fairy with large blue wings carefully creating shining stars, pinpricks of light that she sends up to the skies. What is she doing? Oh, whoops. Making the sky shine. Why? Does it help with the lighting so people can see better? No. Then what's the purpose? Because it's beautiful. That's purpose enough. There's a group of fairies using magic to direct the flow of the water in the stream, gathering it into woven baskets that hold liquid. They make shapes in the in the mist that the water releases. I see ducks migrating, fireflies over a field, and a dancing rainbow. How are they doing that? The water remembers where it's been before. They're drawing out all the stories that it holds. The purpose of a story is to be told. A fairy wielding a large crook uses it to direct a herd of bumblebees from flower to flower, the soft buzz filling the air. As we pass by, there's a fairy cradling a baby that's wrapped in a pink flower petal. I'm sure your babies just appear from lily pads that they get delivered by a stork whenever a couple gets together. She gives me a funny look. No, we have sex. Just flat out says it. She gestures to the bees being herded around. We have the birds and the bees here too. I feel a warm return to my cheeks as she flashes me a grin and lowers her voice. We're not that different. Well, how am I supposed to know? You see, when two fairies love each other very much, she slowly begins to give a demonstration with her hands. I wave her away with a laugh. I know how that works. She flies ahead of me, flying backwards to watch me. Do you have anyone back in... She lowers her voice. Your world? Why are you asking? Because I know you like my I like to know my competition. I choke, letting out a cough. Competition? For your attention. It's not something that needs competing over. So, is there anyone? No, and not for a while. I get busy with work. Ah, so there it is. So there is. This work of yours. That's what's got your attention the most. I'll have to prove myself more interesting. I can't help but laugh. This is a good start. She flashes me a cheeky smile, and I feel a little fluttering in my chest. You're cute when you get shy, you know? I'm hardly shy. You are. You duck your head and tuck your hair behind your ear. I didn't even realize I was doing that. That's even cuter. It puts a hand on my face. I haven't been called cute in I don't even know how long. You have been deprived of so many things. Allow me to remedy that. Clearly the people around you don't have eyes. I'm a woman in a corporate position. I would be horrified if they thought I was cute. It would be an insult. I don't mean it in that way. I know. I find you endearing. You are. So many so many firsts. You want another first? What are you planning now? She takes my hand and urges me forward. Come on, I want to take you to my favorite place. She leads me through the crowds of fairies towards a moss-covered stump with a tiny chimney poking out from it, smoke puffing. That looks like a fire hazard. Libby laughs. It's all contained, nothing a little magic can't do. We head inside, and it's hollowed out. You can see the ancient wood and the veins running through it all around. It's remarkably cozy, with a little table set up and tablecloths made out of rose petals. There are many fairies running around, little stone ovens that the smell of freshly baked bread is coming out of. One is kneading dough, another piping icing, and another dusting powdered sugar. Libby flies over the counter and waves. A cheery fairy glances up and gives her a big smile. I was wondering when I'd see ya. You're late. She shrugs. I just caught up. She passes her a little basket of bread and a few pastries. This is my friend's first time here in Grove Bed. I had to take her here. The baker gives me a bright smile. A new friend! Anything catch your eye, dear? I look around. There's no menu or anything, but I can see a few of the offered goods scattered around. Purple one, the white and black one, the golden one. I mean, our shirt is purple, so might as well grab the one that matches, I guess. I point to a donut-like one that has purple cream and flowers on it. She smiles and hands it my way. It tastes like lavender buttercream, and it's fluffy and sweet. The petals are edible too. I take a careful bite. It tastes like light floral perfume. It tastes delicious with cream. She smiles as I light up. I glance back at the baker. Oh, what do I owe you? She gives me a funny look. What do you mean, dear? Payment? Currency? She just blinks. I side glance at Libby, who laughs nervously. She's from Mukden. They do things differently. Of course. Oh, no, dearie. You don't owe me a thing. But how does your business run? What about operating You're operating coats? Your rent? She just gives me a blank look, and I feel Libby's hands on my shoulder, directing me out. She whispers in my ear. We don't do that here. What? It startles a few passing fairies who glance our way. Libby gives them a smile and a wave as they quickly guides me out of the crowd. So we just don't pay you for the food that she and her workers spent their time, effort, and labor to make? How do they get compensated? Bakers bake because they love baking. Other fairies gather ingredients because it brings them joy, and they get to reap the rewards. But what about the bakery itself? Does she have to pay to use the space? Who owns it? It's a stump. It belongs to itself. She and her team work out of there. But what if someone else wanted to use the space? She shrugs. Other stumps? What if it burns down? Does she have insurance? She'd find another stump. But all the materials in the future, we're gifted by others. So no one pays for anything? Is it a barter system? Everyone does tasks that they love, and it helps others. Then even better. But what about the people who don't do anything, who don't contribute? They get everything for free as well? Everyone does something, even if that's just their even if it's just their presence being around. They don't need to do anything to be taken care of. They just are. My head starts to hurt again. I think about how poorly this would go in my city, or potentially from the sugar from the baked goods. But what about taxes? Like, you do do you set stuff aside? Well, she gestures across the way. The air seems to grow a little colder as the fairies begin to quickly dart into their houses, off off the streets. Oh God! Oh God! I hear the buzzing in my ears. It actually kind of hurts. Like I actually have the urge to swat something at the air, but there's nothing there. There's a harsh buzz that fills the air, and a group of wasp fairies come to view. At the front is a man with sharp features, who directs the others around. That's the leader, Lark. Lark lands in front of the bakery, scoops up a large basket full of bread to hand to the other, to hand to another. Is that it? That's all we got in stock right now. This isn't enough to feed everyone. We're trying our best here. Something makes me doubt that. I want to go over there and defend her. It's only Libby's sudden grip on my arm that makes me stop. Tomorrow tomorrow will need to be better, or otherwise I won't be so lenient. He flashes his stinger as he takes to the air. There is leave with various food and goods. They collect from the market. There's a burly wasp fairy who gives one longing look back at the bakery before flying off. The fairy baker pales and pulls a closed sign up at the door of the stump. You just let them talk to you all like that? What do they do in return? Louis sighs and crosses his arms. They claim they protect us, but there's nothing to protect us from. We live in harmony with the world. I guess that they're owed their fair share, but you see how they act. Not even a thank you. There's a buzzing nearby, and another sharp-looking waspberry zigzags our way. Louis pulls me closer to the side of a mushroom house we're hiding behind, pressing up against me to hide me from view. She is very close. My heart pounds as I feel every point of contact between her skin. She's warm, and I feel her breath skitter against my neck. We wait until the wasp passes before she whispers in my ear. I don't want them to know you're here yet. I want the element of surprise. Locke takes an interest in newcomers. I can't help but shiver. It has nothing to do with her words. The feeling of her whispering in my ear as her body is pressed against mine has my cheeks heating as I desperately try and wrangle my emotions back into place. Mm-hmm. She barely get out a word. She blinks and carefully untangles herself from me. Sorry. A little close there. It's alright. She reaches out, carefully brushing a flyaway strand of hair of my forehead. I hold very still, reveling in the feeling of her fingertips ghosting my skin. Let's get in my house instead. We'll be out of sight there. I take her hand, mostly instinctively now as we fly up, and she leads me away again. He leads us to a fairy house and pushes open the petals of a flower to lead us inside. It's a decorated house that is scattered with tons of crafting materials everywhere I look. All right. Well then. I think this episode's gone on for like very long right now, so I'm gonna stop this video right here for now. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.